I've been catching up on a few films that I wanted to see recently, so I finally got round to watching Victor Levin's Destination Wedding. It's almost like a filmed play in that it's about two people who meet on their way to a wedding being held in wine country in Northern California, and neither of them wants to be there. He is the groom's half brother who hates his guts and is a stone cold hearted cynic. She is the groom's ex fiancée who has a whole lot of unprocessed baggage and cynicism and bitterness of her own. And they're forced to enjoy each other's company over the weekend because they can't even bring themselves to talk to anybody else. The film is a two-hander. There are no other speaking parts, and only once do either of the characters directly interact with anyone else. Although there are other characters in the scenes in the background and passing by. But it unfolds as simply a long series of two-handed dialogue scenes as these characters bitter and bicker and get on each other's nerves, but gradually realise, even though they don't want to acknowledge it, how much they have in common, and that they might actually be compatible, even as they rail against the idea of compatibility. I enjoyed it a great deal. The dialogue is beautifully written. It is very theatrical in style, but the sharpness and the acidity is highly enjoyable and highly infectious. Keanu Reeves is very, very good, as he always is, playing a very almost sort of cold and unexpressive character. He's never seen to smile, whereas Winona Ryder is much more of an energetic, outgoing type, but just with a lot of balled up bitterness within at the way her relationship ended. And the two of them get into a single escapade over the course of the film where, bored during the wedding breakfast, they go for a walk and wind up being confronted by a mountain lion. And how they get out of it then segues into the rest of the movie. Nothing shocking or out of character based on what we've seen, but something that colours then the rest of the film because of this burgeoning relationship between two people who won't admit that they actually can stand each other after all. I enjoyed it a great deal. It's a brisk 1 hour and 26 minutes, and I would recommend it very highly. It's very funny, very enjoyable, and for a film this determined to be an anti-romantic comedy, is surprisingly charming and sweet.